ring the bell once, and then break the beds. Be careful not to hit the villagers, of course. And off they... Wow! This method is even better than I thought. You only need 3 beds to move an entire freaking village. Okay. Today I'm going to show you a method of moving villagers that I've only recently discovered and purely by accident, and I do believe it happens to be one of the best and easiest ways to move your villagers, which happens to be one of the most annoying things to do in Minecraft. Everything that you'll need to actually do this is right behind me, just those things. A bell and several beds. Now there are of course several other ways to move villagers, and I'll just show you them real quick. One of them is just by simply using a boat. This can be quite slow. I mean, boats on land doesn't really make sense anyway in real life, but I mean, this is Minecraft anyway. I love how Minecraft works, but you do have some challenges with this method, which is when you actually face terrain. Usually what people do is they would put a piston, for example, over here, and then you would drive the boat on top of that piston, maneuver your way around cumbersomely like so. I'm still struggling to try and do that. And then you would place a lever down there, push the boat up, and then you'll move the boat to the next one, and then you'll need to do the piston trick all the way up. So it can be pretty difficult. Another method that you can use is by using profession tables. If you place it somewhere, a villager will actually go to that profession table. Maybe not always. I'll try again now. If I place one here, yep, he's gonna come here and grab that farmer profession. You can break that and then place another block here, and the villager will come, and you can do that again and get him to go up over here. Now this is a good method, but it can be a little bit tricky as well. Now this new method that I found involves simply bells and beds, and I'm gonna show you exactly how it works right now. Before I go through that, I guess another method that is good is by using minecarts, which is still probably the best way to do this if you are working with a lot of villagers. Well, when it comes to only moving several villagers, it's probably easier to see. As you can see, this is really annoying. It's probably easier to use the method that I'm about to show you. Well, something like that, I suppose. And this is still the best method if you are transporting a lot of villagers. But if you're gonna do like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 villagers, this method is super awesome. So for this example, I'm gonna try and move villagers from those beds to this location here, which is, I think that's like sort of a mini trading hall sort of thing. So we're gonna move villagers from here to inside that building. I mean, you can pretend that's a trading hall, you can pretend that's an iron farm, whatever you want. I'm just here to show you that it works absolutely perfectly. So to start things off, I'll just place 3 villagers randomly. We can pretend like this is a village sort of situation, and you're trying to grab the villagers and grab them to that location. Now the way this mechanism works is that when you ring the bell, your villagers will actually go to the beds. This is basically how the town bell normally works. If it's under attack, one of the villagers will ring the bell and everyone will go their homes for, I guess, safety, quote unquote. But we can use this mechanism to our advantage and use it to move villagers. Now, if you're in a village setting like over there, if you want to move the villagers from the village to outside of the village, what you want to do is grab all the beds that are inside the village. That way, as soon as you ring the bell, all the villagers will come to wherever you place your beds. Alright, so I'm going to show you how this works in real time. Now you'll actually want to have twice the amount of beds as you have in villagers. So if we're trying to move 3 villagers around, you'll want 6 beds. So here's what we'll do. Ring the bell and all the villagers will go to this first location. Now all you got to do is place 3 more beds at a different location, for example somewhere over here, but not too far. Villagers will not notice the bed if you actually go way too far. Now what I usually do is I'll just run and make 4 jumps. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you can place 1, 2, 3 beds over here. Great. Now the villagers have a second set of beds to go to. Now they will not actually go there so long as these beds are still here. So we actually need to remove these beds before we actually send them to the next ones. But what I would recommend doing is hit the bell once first, get them on top of their first beds. If they already moved to the second bed, that's no problem at all. And then you break these beds, 1, 2, and 3, ring the bell again, and they will go to that next location. Now I'm going to do this a little bit faster just to show you that it is in fact an efficient method. Now we'll place the bell here again, and then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps, place beds number 1, 2, and 3. I'll go back there and we'll ring the bell again, like so. and then the villagers will start running to that next location. Now, one thing that is important to take note of is that try and not block the villagers' path. Like, for example, don't place the bell over here if you want the villagers to go over there, because that might be an issue later on. They can get stuck on the bell. I mean, villagers are that frustrating, but you probably don't know that. But you probably know that by now if you've been working with villagers. These guys are really annoying. Again, before we move to the next location, if they start moving away from these beds, and they will, one thing that is important is that just try and ring the bell often, just in case they start wandering off. Like, after they stop gossiping or stop panicking or stop considering this their meeting point, they will drift away. So just ring the bell again before you do the next step, and then off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Place beds 1, 2, and 3. I'm just doing it in this sort of stacked method just to show you that that actually works as well. They don't need to be laid out this way. You can actually put them in any particular layout that you want. Ring this bell again, breaks bed number 1, 2, and 3. Ring the bell again, and off they go to their next location. Now, the next thing that we want to do now is actually get the villagers inside these spots. So it's not just about making your villagers go somewhere, you actually want them to end up at a good location. Now that we want to move those villagers up, we got the stairways done as well. All you gotta do is go up there and then place your beds. We can do it the same way like before. For example, just stack the beds like so. And now we have 3 beds up top. I know that's a mess, but it does not matter. So again, ring the bell here once, just make sure they don't go astray. And then break these beds here. 1, 2, and 3. Ring these bells and watch them go up. Magic. That is absolutely perfect. Now for now, I am going to break these dirt blocks just so that they don't jump down. I mean, villagers, they can pathway their way down if there's a block that they can walk to. Otherwise, when they're already up here, they're... Spoke too soon. So they can actually jump down. Alright, okay. So I guess that's a good lesson for me as well. So let me show you what you should do instead. So I'm gonna make a little wall on this side area over here. Just make it 2 blocks high because villagers cannot jump 2 blocks high. You know what? I'm gonna use glass blocks just to make it easier for everyone to see. So we'll make a little barrier that is 2 blocks high. It does not have to be all the way up to the bottom. As long as they cannot actually jump down, it should be fine. For example, something like this will work just fine. Hang on. So we put blocks all the way around, another one here, and we'll just leave some space open for them to pathfind inside. So this is what it looks like. So basically, villager will not be able to jump down. Okay, that's absolutely great. Let's just restart that last step just to make things more legit. So ring the bell, get the villagers back. 1, 2, and 3. All 3 villagers are back here. I'll just go to survival mode just so this is, I guess, more realistic. And we'll go up over here and place beds. That's bed number 1, bed number 2, and finally bed number 3. Okay, now we're gonna go back down and we'll do the exact same step. Ring the bell once, destroy the bed, and destroy that bed, and ring the bell again, and they should be going up. Now, as soon as they arrive up there, you should close off this block here and that block there. Again, notice how I didn't actually close the blocks underneath, because that is absolutely not necessary. If you, I mean, they can't, I mean, unless they're kids, unless they're still baby villagers, they can actually run through. Otherwise, you do not need to do that. Okay, now that we've successfully placed our villagers up here, we do want them to go into these slots. Now, be careful, they might all fall to the same slot. So what I would do is just make a little separation area. Like, for example, I want to work with that villager first. I will close this area off, and then I'll open this hole, and all we got to do is simply push him in. Now, this can get a little bit annoying, as sometimes they will just not want to budge. But, okay, there we go. Villager number 1 is inside. And we'll just close off the top bit like so. And we'll work on the next villager. Now we want 1 to go inside over on this area here. But before we even proceed, we need to separate them. So we'll just do a little pushing and shoving and quickly place blocks in between. No, don't go. Why are villagers so annoying to work with? Okay, we'll try that again. I'm gonna push him out a little bit. Push him a little bit more out, and okay, there we go. We have blocks already, and okay. Now he has perfectly separated. Open this hole, and just give him a slight nudge, and in he goes. Finally, for our third and last villager, we'll want him to go in here, and this should be a piece of cake. I hope so, at least. Again, villagers never easy to work with. Come on, in you go, buddy. In you go. Okay, I think I'll... Oh, wow. Wow, okay. That's nice for a change. He actually went in willingly. That's great. Alright, let's just clean up real quick. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you move villagers with the bells and bed method. Now, I showed you a really good example here of how we actually move them from point A to point B, including to difficult locations like this trading hall or farm-esque sort of build. The last thing that I want to show you is how effective this method is when we actually test them in, a world that is not super flat like this, which is actually the main advantage of this method, because normally when you use boats, again, it's really difficult if you have to go up on terrain, because again, it is super hard to use the boat method or even the crafting table method when you actually work with terrain. So let's prove how well this works in a real world setting. Well, Minecraft isn't really real world, but yeah. So I'm gonna make a brand new world, and for the seed, it'll be something like subscribe and bell notification. No pun intended, of course. And okay, let's make that new world. Let's put this to the test, and this is the very first village that I found on this seed, and we're gonna do some extreme testing. Now, behind me is a mountain, and it goes quite high up. To use boats here would be a total nightmare. I mean, yeah, total nightmare, bar none. Absolute total nightmare. This is a pretty cool seed, actually. We got a jungle biome right there. If you haven't seen my seeds on my channel, you should. I guess they're pretty good. Anyway, let's test it out. Let's go to survival mode, and let's see how well this works and how easy it is to execute. Step number 1, steal everyone's beds. Bed number 2, bed number 3, and 4, bed number 5, and that's bed number 6. So that's all we need to move 3 villagers, but for maximum efficiency, I'd say just grab all the beds that are actually in the village. That way you'll have a better chance of actually attracting all the villagers. Now finally, locate the bell, which is right here. We've got a healthy amount of villagers, so this should be a breeze. So first things first, as usual, just get your beds ready. Put them in your hotbar. That will make life a lot easier. Okay, step 1, place your beds over on these locations over here. Ring the bell once, and then you grab the bell. I'll place the bell right by the beds like so, and then we'll repeat the exact same process like before. That is 4 jumps. Place the beds like so. Okay, so we got the setup already done. 3 beds over there and 3 beds over here. We ring the bell, break the beds, and therefore the villagers will move on to the next location. I think the whole village is following me, so this... Right, okay. Wow, so 3 beds is enough to move all the villagers? I didn't know that. Okay, that's a bit new to me as well, so I'm gonna place that over there, ring it one more time. Some of the villagers, I believe, will go away because they should pathfind to another bed, but they're not. Wow, this is even better. Interesting. And I mean, look at those looks on their faces. Okay, anyway. So ring the bell once. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Place the beds, place the beds, place the beds. Go back over to this location. Ring the bell once and then break the beds. Be careful not to hit the villagers, of course. And off they... Wow! This method is even better than I thought. You only need 3 beds to move an entire freaking village. Okay, place the beds... I mean the bell. Sorry, the bell. I'm trying not to do any cuts on this video, just because I want to prove that it's not that buggy. Okay, so we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Bed 1, bed 2, bed 3. Go back over there. And we'll hit the bell and then destroy the beds. Again, be careful not to hit the villagers. To be honest, I only expect half the villagers to actually follow me towards the end. I believe some will stray off because we don't have enough beds. Once again, hit the bells and we'll move to the mountains. Bed 1, bed 2, bed 3. Okay, back to the villagers again. Ring the bell. Destroy the beds. I'll ring the bell one more time. Wow, this is... I gotta say, this really is working a lot better than I thought it would. I was expecting only being able to move 3 villagers, but I mean, look at that, look at that. Look how obedient they are. Okay, I'm gonna place the bell again. Ring the bell once just to make sure they still stay here. And we'll place more beds over here. We're starting to play with terrain now, and this is where things may get a little bit more tricky. Okay, let's see if it works just as well. Ring the bell, break the bed. Can they pathfind? Okay, let's just break the beds. Remember, if you're moving villagers, try not to hit them, because if they have good trades, you're gonna lose them all. Off they go to the new location. And now is the challenging bit. Will they climb difficult terrain? Now you gotta actually watch the terrain, yeah? Because you gotta make sure that the terrain has like 1 block steps, like here. That is a 1 block step. That is a 1 block step as well. So this is a good candidate location. And I think I will place the beds over here. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure this will work just because of how lean this area is, but let's give it a try, okay? But if we lose some villagers here, that is part of trial and error. So I'll break that, and break that. Ring the bell. Let's see if they actually go up there. Okay, they're being creative. They're going through a different route. I did not think they would actually go through that direction. Okay, I guess that's going pretty swell so far. I gotta place this bell somewhere, and we'll just do it somewhere unobtrusive like here. And let's keep going up. Again, I wanted to go all the way up. So if you find terrain like this, maybe it's a good idea to just dig around a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier for the villagers to find their way up later on. So, okay, that is pretty decent pathfinding. And let's place the next 3 beds here. This area is a little bit more clear than the previous one. So that's 1, 2, and 3 beds like so. Let's go back down and ring this bell. Okay, they should be going up. I'm gonna have a quick meal while they actually run up. Okay. Oh, I forgot to break the previous beds. Let me just ring that one more time. Yeah, they have a bit of a pathfinding issue there, so I might need to help them out. Maybe break that block. Okay, that should make it easier. Ring the bell again. Okay, it's getting a bit hectic. And then I'll break these beds, grab that. Okay, now it's my turn to climb up. I'll ring the bell one more time to keep them in place. Remember guys, you ring the bell to keep the villagers in place. Okay, so now we're up with the villagers. I need to... Oh, my view distance, that has been way too tight. Okay, we're gonna place the bell here again. We're almost on top of the mountain, which was our primary goal. And... Alright, so... Well, I think it's only 1 more step before we get to the top. I don't know if you care about watching all the way up, but it's just 1 more step. I mean, if you're here already, might as well stay. Or if you don't need to see the footage of them actually going up, maybe it's a good time to say hi in the comment section below. Ask me any questions. I'm always happy to answer, folks. Oh, wait, this is a mistake. You should not break the beds before. Sometimes they just run off. Like, I would normally leave the beds before I actually ring the bell, but that actually worked fine there. So I guess, yeah, this is a super method. I love this. Share this with your friends, guys. I think this is a really good method. Okay, only 1 step left. Let's go to the peak of the mountain, and well, I think I'm pushing the limits a bit here because this might be a little bit too far for the villagers to pathfind. But let's give it a try. I think it's a little bit too far, to be honest, but let's see how it goes. Ring the bell, break the beds. I think it's too far. But it's not. So we made it to the top, guys. We made it to the freaking top. So that is not bad. With just 3 beds and a bell, you managed to move almost an entire village. This is quite the achievement, for me at least. I feel good about myself. I think this is an awesome method. I mean, I do apologize if this method has been shared by someone before. I mean, I was trying to search over YouTube to see if anyone has actually done this before, but I did not find any source for that, so I hope this is useful for you guys. Well, I guess that's the end of the video. I don't really have much else to say. So thanks for watching. If that was helpful, do subscribe. We'll have more awesome content on the way. I mean, I'm not really saying this one was awesome, but Yeah, I guess you know what I mean. Right, so I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I haven't been wanting to use my face cam for a while just because I hate the bright lights. Like, I don't like it. But anyway, thanks for watching. The name's Masbro. I hope that was useful, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.